again, everyone, and welcome back to Where Are They Now Wednesday. My name is Guy Newcomb alongside Playing on Sports, Kent Mueller. Dateline, Wednesday, September the 11th, 2024. A day that 23 years ago on this date, several Americans lost their lives. Several innocent Americans lost their lives. Thoughts and prayers to them, the first responders. Then went charging into a burning building or two burning buildings. To the people that were aboard those airplanes that were hijacked. People live with that every day on this date, and it doesn't feel like it was 23 years ago. Everyone that we'll talk about in this podcast today likely was not even born at that time. We certainly appreciate you tuning in. I want to tell you a little story I came across. Michael Camarada, his number 11, is the Little League World Series only retired number. Michael was a 1991 Little League Baseball World Series participant from South Shore, New York. Michael was last seen rushing into the World Trade Center on the morning of September 11, 2021. He played for Staten Island Little League in the 91 Little League Baseball World Series. He was a member of the Little League Hall of Excellence, and his number is displayed on the right field wall in the stadium. In 2002, his family was invited to the Little League Baseball World Series as a guest of Little League International, where his number was retired and remains the only number ever retired by the Little League World Series. So again, thoughts and prayers out to all of those folks who live with this daily for the last 23 years. And we all remember where we were. So with that, we'll get on with, this is episode 22 of Where Are They Now Wednesday, and reminding that you're watching the original Where Are They Now Wednesday. Don't be fooled by any Johnny-come-latelys or other imposter. Playing on Sports and the Missouri Sports Network are your sources for what Missouri high school talent does, not only when they're in high school, but when they get to the national stage of the NCAA. No one has more information for you than we do. And we really appreciate your attention and loyalty. Hey, and do us a favor. Hey, pass this on to one friend. Hit the like button, hit the notification button, send us any comments. We really appreciate you. So are you ready? Well, you better be, because we've done your homework for you. Last week, we started our coverage of this fall season. We reviewed the production of 500 Missourians who made their impact known in Division I football. There are 337 athletes on FBS rosters and another 269 on FCS rosters. That's nearly 600 Division I football players from the state of Missouri. And now we scoured all the results and brought to you the yards, the passes, the catches, the punts, the kicks, and much, much more. So what do we have on tap for this week, Mr. Mueller? And by the way, happy birthday.
Well, thank you, Guy. I appreciate that. This week, we will come back to football again, but there are other sports played by Missourians in the fall, and these local athletes excel at their sport on a national scale. We'll be reviewing the highlights of the young Division I volleyball season right after this message from our sponsor.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck.
And a high-tech Chevy SUV.
Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Hey, welcome back to, I should turn my mic on, that would help. Welcome back to Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage here for episode 22 of Where Are They Now Wednesday. So what do we got coming up, Ken?
Well, before we get into volleyball, I want to touch on an athlete I recently highlighted. Grace Restovich is a 2024 graduate of Visitation Academy. She is now a freshman soccer midfielder for the number 9 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Grace made it easy for me to be right about what she would do in college. If you like soccer, you need to follow Grace. In just her first 7 games as a collegian, Grace has 6 assists, 3 of which came on Sunday in Notre Dame's win over Marquette. Those 6 assists tie Grace for second nationally in assists. I don't think this will be the last time I mention Grace this season.
Well, she has 2 sisters that play college ball as well, doesn't she?
That's right. Annie and Kate are sophomores this year. They play basketball at St. Mary's College after also being out of Visitation Academy. They had remarkable freshman seasons last year. Not only are they twins off the court, Annie played 690 minutes and Kate played 687 minutes. Scoring, 221 points for Annie, 220 for Kate. They combined for 17.6 points per game. I can assure you that you will hear me highlighting them again this winter during the basketball season. But now on with volleyball. Division I volleyball. While at Liberty North, Carly Cisneros accomplished about all one could in the game of volleyball. She led her team to a state championship, was a first-team All-American. Carly was named the Gatorade Missouri Player of the Year in both 2022 and 2023. Prep Volleyball ranked her as the number 1 recruit in the country. So what could be next? Well, she became the Arizona Wildcats' highest-ranked recruit in program history. A starter from the first match for the 6-0 Wildcats, Carly has led her team to the championship of the Cactus Classic and the Alabama State Tournament, with Arizona only dropping 3 sets along the way. She is averaging 3.60 points per set, second high on the team. And with 1 week of collegiate competition in her belt, Carly has already earned Big 12 Conference Rookie of the Week honors. Joining Carly as a freshman in the state of Arizona and the Big 12 Conference is Bella Faria. The 2-time Missouri All-State designee out of Kickapoo is now a Sun Devil at number 16 ranked Arizona State. She has started 2 matches for the 5-0 Sun Devils, getting 2 digs in the first match of the year against Butler. The number 21 ranked University of Arkansas has been running on Missouri volleyball talent of late. Just last year, Jill Gillen of the Barstow School led the Razorbacks to the NCAA quarterfinals, the furthest postseason run in school history. Jill has finished with her time on campus and on the court, but there are 6 Missourians on the 3-0 Arkansas roster this year. Lo Jones out of Carl Junction, Ava Roth out of Jefferson High, and are both redshirt freshmen this year. Ava has played in 12 sets, while Lo has gotten on the court twice. Next up for Arkansas is the Tulsa Volleyball Invitational this weekend. Juliet Myrick is a sophomore setter out of Eureka who has started all 6 matches so far this season for Army. She is averaging 5.74 assists per set at West Point, which is 3-3 for the year. Up next for Juliet is the Black Knight Invitational when they will take on Hofstra University. The last 3 matches Juliet Myrick and Army competed in were in the Billiken Tournament, a 4-team round robin. All 4 teams had Missouri talent in uniform, a total of 8 show-me athletes. Also competing in the Billiken Tournament were Xavier, Illinois State, and St. Louis University. Anna Taylor, a redshirt junior outside hitter out of Nerix Hall, has started 4 of the 6 matches this year for Xavier, including all 3 in the Billiken tournament. Anna is second on her team in kills and third in points and blocks. Madison Smith, a sophomore libero out of St. Joseph's Academy, has played in all 7 of the matches. She is credited with 17 digs and 2 assists. Caitlin Little is a sophomore libero out of Lafayette for the Illinois State Cardinals. She has started 3 of the 6 matches in which she has competed. Caitlin is second on the team in kills and third in points. Kayla Jensen is the freshman among the 4 Missourian Billikens. She is a middle blocker out of St. Joseph's and has started all 6 matches. Kayla is second on the team in blocks. Abby Lynn, a graduate student setter out of St. Francis Borgia, has started 5 of 6 matches. She leads the Billikens with 8.36 assists per set and with a total of 9 service aces. Carly Rogers is a defensive specialist out of Lindbergh. The graduate student leads St. Louis University in digs per set.
Talking a lot about the volleyball that goes on. We've started a new segment featuring a tournament of the week. Last week, it was the Barstow School soccer tournament. Coming up this weekend, got a huge tournament in the Rockwood School District in St. Louis involving 3 host schools. Excited to get to visit with them coming up here on the show.
That's right. And last week, we featured the Barstow Soccer Invitational. I had the pleasure to announce those games alongside the field. There were 2 pools of 3 teams, Barstow, Sacred Heart, and Lutheran in one pool, Maryville, Warrensburg, and Lone Jack in the other. We had great weather except for a short lightning delay on Thursday. Sacred Heart came out on top in the tournament. That tournament has been around for over 30 years, so I'm quite sure it will be played again next year. It's a very nice piece of the soccer heritage in the Kansas City area.
Outstanding. Get back to volleyball.
All right, we'll do that. Auburn University is powered by Madison Shear, a junior outside hitter from Eureka, and Belle Zimmerman, a junior outside hitter formerly of Liberty North. Madison leads the 6-0 Tigers in points and kills, while Belle is second in those 2 key stats. In line with her season so far, Madison led Auburn in their Sunday win over number 21 Florida State with team-high 15 kills. Audrey Lepore is a senior outside hitter out of Blue Springs South. The Bryant University mainstay has impressed the America East Conference coaches as they voted her to the preseason all-conference team. She has not disappointed as she leads Bryant in kills, points, and blocks. Audrey heads to Bloomington this weekend for the Indiana Invitational. Lily Rogers is a graduate student setter at the University of Delaware. The Corhezu Academy product is averaging an impressive 9.00 assists per set, which is third among her peers in the Coastal Athletic Association. Delaware will play Marist this Friday as they host the Blue Hen Invitational. You won't find many Blue Hens outside of the campus of the University of Delaware.
Well, like many school nicknames, Delaware is an old nickname. The Blue Hens is actually short for Fighting Blue Hens. But what else do you know about the nickname?
Well, I tell you what, people will say, is there such a thing? Well, yes, there is. A flock is maintained by the school's Poultry Research Center. And yes, the hens are of a steel blue and are naturally combative, especially when they are intruded upon. The original birds were fighting gamecocks that became famous during the Revolutionary War, and when a company of Delaware soldiers developed a reputation for their fighting spirit, they became known as the Blue Hens Chickens. The school first adopted the nickname in 1911. That is just one more piece of the rich history of NCAA sports. Now back to more volleyball. Addison Beagle is another one of the Gatorade Missouri Volleyball Player of the Year awardees that has been produced by Liberty North. She is now a junior setter at Drake, where she is averaging an impressive 9.56 assists per set. I want to point out what a feat that is for Addison to be averaging nearly 10 assists per set. That number will place you in the upper echelons of any conference assist ranking, but to do so for a team that has so far struggled to gain wins is doubly impressive. When the winning team gets to 25 points, the set ends. The game ends, leaving the losing team with fewer points and therefore fewer assist opportunities. It's somewhat like relief pitchers in baseball and softball getting fewer save opportunities when pitching for a team that is struggling to get wins. When you see that Drake has only gone to 25 points in a set 4 times in 16 sets, you realize how outstanding Addison Beagle is as a setter with her 9.56 assists per set. Lauren Halverson is a right side out of St. Teresa's Academy. She is now a senior at Holy Cross in the Patriot League, where she leads her Crusaders in blocks. Holy Cross will entertain Bryant University tonight, along with in-state standout Audrey Lepore out of Blue Springs South. Maddie Sell is a junior middle blocker out of Marquette High. She has started all 5 matches for Indiana and leads the Hoosiers in blocks. Indiana hosts the Indiana Invitational this weekend, where Maddie and her Hoosiers will lead off with Chicago State. There are 12 Missourians filling the roster at Lindenwood University. I will highlight 3 of those Lions. Nia Wilson is a senior outside hitter out of Advance. The former Lady Hornet leads Lindenwood in service aces and is second in points, kills, and digs. Rebecca Janke is a graduate student middle blocker out of Rolla. She leads the Lions in blocks. And St. Dominic product, Allie Otten, is a graduate student at Lindenwood, where she is their setter. Her 9.42 assists per set is the 3rd best in the Ohio Valley Conference. Next up for the 2-4 Lions is a home match against Southern Illinois as they host the Lindenwood Invitational. And on the Saluki roster is a freshman outside hitter from St. Michael, Michaela Davis.
Well, last week we talked about the tournament of the week from last week. So tell us a little bit about what's on tap. I mentioned it a little bit earlier with volleyball, but tell us what's on tap for this week.
Well, this week's tournament of the week is a Rockwood Invitational girls volleyball tournament. It is only the 2nd year for the tournament, but it is already one of the premier volleyball tournaments, not just in Missouri, but in the Midwest. Jonathan Sumner, the athletic director at Lafayette, has done a great job, and he is quick to deflect praise to the 2 head coaches who also have done the work to produce this event, Jody Fowler of Eureka and Zach Young of Lafayette. People like these folks do so much to bring many opportunities to our youth. There are 27 teams in this year's competition. It is a who's who of Missouri volleyball. All 4 of last year's Class 4 Final 4 are in this tournament. In Class 5, there are 7 of the 8 final teams, including each of the Final 4 teams. St. James Academy out of Kansas will be there too. The Thunder has won the Kansas State title 9 times since 2008. And those teams are good because of talent. There are 19 athletes in this year's tournament who were All-State honorees a year ago. These schools have true volleyball programs. Last year's tournament produced 26 athletes who are competing as freshmen in Division I this year, and another 12 who are in Division II. You're hearing about some of them in this edition of Where Are They Now Wednesday. If you are in the St. Louis area, you can take in some great volleyball this weekend at Lafayette, Eureka, and Marquette High Schools. For more details, you can just email me at plainonsports@gmail.com, and we'll get you to the gym of your choice. Now, back to the collegiates. Jordan Iliff is back for her senior year at Missouri after having been named to the All-SEC team a year ago. The 6'2" right side out of Melville is leading her Tigers in service aces and is second in both points and kills. Jordan hosts in-state UMKC this weekend in the Mizzou Invitational. Making the cross-state trip for the Kangaroos to Columbia are Ryan Watry of Lee Summit West, Coco Bushhorn of Glendale, and Brooke Boyer of Lee Summit. Just a freshman, Brooke is making an impact from her outside hitter position as she has played in all 6 matches and started 1. Missouri State is bolstered with 8 Missouri athletes on its volleyball roster. Rylin Finley is a freshman outside hitter, formerly of Republic, who is second for the Bears in both points and kills, while Maddie Bushnell, a senior out of Willard, is third in those 2 stats. They are set up by Morgan Sprague, a senior setter out of Parkway South, who is averaging 10.67 assists per set, which is second in the Missouri Valley Conference. Ella Vogel is a junior outside hitter out of Central High in Cape Girardeau. She leads her Murray State Racers in points and kills and is second in blocks. Ella ranks second in the Missouri Valley Conference in kills per set and points per set. Murray State travels this weekend to compete against Bellarmine and Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville in the SIUE tournament. When facing Southern Illinois Edwardsville, they will meet up with fellow Missourian Bree Schreiman, a junior outside hitter from St. Dominic. Bree is getting good court time as a freshman and is 4th on the squad in both points and kills. And another freshman getting lots of playing time on the court is Audrey Small. Audrey is a libero out of Fort Zumwalt West and leads North Alabama in digs. Her 4.80 digs per set is the second most in the Atlantic Sun Conference. The 3 and 4 Lions host the North Alabama Volleyball Classic this weekend. Peyton Van Veen is another D1 volleyball athlete out of Willard High. Peyton is a junior opposite side at the University of North Texas, where she is second among the Mean Green in blocks and third in points and kills. This weekend, Peyton heads to Las Vegas to play Cal Poly and UNLV in the Dig in the Desert tournament. Sydney Golden, a junior out of Nixa, is the starting setter at Northern Iowa. She has led Northern Iowa to a 4-2 record. They compete next on Friday when they host number 11 Creighton. Allison Risley, a freshman outside hitter out of Lafayette, has stepped right into a starting position at Northern Kentucky. Allison is second on her team in points, kills, and service aces. She leads the Norse onto the court on Friday when they lead Marshall in the Rocket Invitational. Olivia Hansbrook is another freshman to step out on the court as soon as she arrives. Olivia, who prepped at Eureka, is the defensive specialist for the Ohio State Buckeyes. She leads her team in digs with 72 or 3.6%. Olivia will compete against Miami and Buffalo this weekend when the Buckeyes host the Sports Import Classic. Bertie Hendrickson is a senior wave at Pepperdine University after earning West Coast Conference first team honors as a junior. The 2-time Gatorade Missouri Volleyball Player of the Year leads her team in points and points per set. Pepperdine hosts the number 5 ranked Stanford Cardinal this evening in Malibu. Arriving with Stanford will be Taylor Bevan, a senior defensive specialist out of Seckman High. Sydney Draper is picking up right where she left off as a freshman last year when she was the Ivy League Rookie of the Year and second team All-Conference honoree. Sydney is now a sophomore out of Pembroke Hill at Princeton University. Sydney will lead her Tigers into the Penn State tournament this weekend to meet up with Duke, St. John's, and Penn State. That is good company with Penn State ranked 7th in the country. Jenna Medeiros is another Nixa product competing at Division I volleyball. She is a middle blocker at Purdue Fort Wayne in the Horizon League. The junior leads her team in blocks. There are 4 Missourians on the Southeast Missouri State roster. They are led by Ramiri Gardner, a redshirt sophomore middle blocker out of Fort Zumwalt South. Ramiri is third on her team in points, kills, and blocks. SEMO plays Green Bay next in the Central Michigan tournament. Tori Henry out of St. Teresa's Academy is back as a graduate student setter at Stony Brook. Last year, Tori was 12th in the nation in assists. She was a Coastal Athletic Conference first team honoree and was named the Conference Setter of the Year. This year, she is averaging 9.68 assists per set. Torrey leads her 5-1 Seawolves against Harvard this Friday in the University of Rhode Island tournament. Kylie Surratt has taken off as a freshman at the University of Tennessee at Martin. The outside hitter of Pattonville leads the Skyhawks in both points and kills. They play next as Kylie comes back to her home state in the Mizzou Invitational. Last year, Ella Swindle became just the third freshman setter to lead her team to a Division I national championship. The Rockbridge product is back for her sophomore year at the University of Texas. Ella is a great example of superior volleyball talent to come out of Missouri. Kelsey Watson is a graduate student middle blocker at Utah State. The Corhezu Academy graduate leads her team with blocks. Having just lost to number 8 Purdue, Utah State gets right back after it by traveling to play number 20 USC tomorrow evening. And another freshman to step right in and start at the beginning of her collegiate career is Alyssa Nelson. Alyssa is a setter out of Lafayette who is now the starting setter at Villanova. She will lead 3-3 Villanova this weekend against Yale and Colgate in the Yale Invitational. One thing is for certain, Guy, there is a lot of Division I volleyball talent that comes out of Missouri, and they fan out all across the country. They play a high level on some of the best teams while earning national recognition, and it is unmistakable how often they start playing and excelling as soon as they get to their collegiate campuses.
You know, a lot of these young ladies and coaches that they had in high school, we have interviewed. You can go to the Missouri Sports Network on YouTube and you can look up the Athletes of the Week. I think there's probably 200 interviews there or more over the past 3 or 4 years where we've interviewed some of these young ladies. So always great to catch up with them and see what they're doing at the next level. And Kent, as always, it's been a tremendous show and a lot of information.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Guy.
You bet. You're watching Where Are They Now Wednesday on the Missouri Sports Network, brought to you by Playing on Sports. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And always remember this day.